I just have so much fun. So I do personal shopping, I do wardrobing, I do event styling, and I do what I call closet makeovers, which means we just go in and we find out what they have in their closet that they may not realize that they have and create new outfits for them from that.
Welcome to Biz Stories Shared, where storytellers share their inspiration, motivation, some disappointments, and how they applied the lessons that led them to success. Stories are gifts. Listen as these gifts are shared. Now, here is your host, Charlotte Plott.
Hello, storytellers. This is Charlotte Plott, and I'm thrilled to bring you our guest today, Jackie Wheeler. Are you ready to be a storyteller?
You bet.
Jackie Wheeler of Jackie Style Image Consulting has been in business for over 20 years, and she specializes in wardrobing. And I'm just going to let Jackie tell us what wardrobing actually is. She also helps her clients achieve their personal style, and it helps them increase their self-confidence. I also would like you to talk about the marketing class. I understand that you were the last class at Arizona State University when marketing was offered.
I was the last class for Arizona State when our clothing and textiles and business degree was given. We were the last class. So that's the fashion merchandising degree at ASU for a BA. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you got in. It was a real benefit to you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a great benefit.
Well, Jackie, I've given our listeners just a little summary about you. So will you take a minute and tell us more about you personally, because we want to get to know you better, and then give us an overview of your business?
Sure. Well, I have been married for 15 years to an amazing man, Patrick Wheeler, and we have two busy, smart little boys. One just turned 9 and one's 4. And they keep me on my toes and running around and smarts and all that good stuff. And that's like the biggest part of my life is those 3 boys in my life. I'm pretty busy doing other volunteer things and getting in there with networking, and because I just love being active and being available.
And do you still do where you get together with the ladies and put freezer meals together?
Oh, I still do that on my own. My particular little group has unfortunately dissolved, and I'm keep my ears out for new people that want to participate in a freezer meal exchange group. But I do still freeze meals myself, and I keep a track of a freezer meal. My Funky Freezer Girls webpage or on Facebook. So I do have a few ladies that are still very involved in asking questions with that.
I just think that sounds like a really good skill to have when you're a busy mom and wife and we have your business, and it just helps when you've got those meals. So good for you for doing that, and I bet it'll get revigorated someday.
Well, I hope so. And it's definitely a huge help for being a busy mom and a business owner for sure.
Right. Well, Jackie, here at Biz Stories Shared, we start off every show with our guest's favorite quote. What are the words of wisdom that inspire your heart and motivate your mind as you're building your business?
My favorite quote is from Winston Churchill, and it is never, never, never give up.
Wow, that has a lot of nevers in it.
It sure does. And I have to remember each one of the nevers whenever I want to just throw in the towel.
And sometimes we do just reach that point, don't we? Maybe we're tired and exhausted and things haven't gone right, but keeping the quote like that in the forefront really does help us to not ever give up, and that's what it is in this life. Well, Jackie, you've shared the facets of your life and being in business and teaching and helping coaching your clients with the personal shopping and closet makeovers. Along the way, you've probably had some failures. A failure that can be flat on your face or just a whisper of discontent. Now, I want to ask you to tell us one of the times when you just didn't get the results that you set out to achieve.
Well, I'm a goal setter, and so it is it is hard when you've set goals and you have other and you know I'm as a goal setter, if you're doing it right, you also share that goal with other people. And just currently I had a goal for over the summer of some very specific business things that I wanted to get taken care of, but our life took a turn this summer, just some unexpected timing and things like that, and I did not achieve those goals, and it was really difficult. And I had those people that I had shared my goal with continue to want to hold me accountable to them, and I had to make a decision to say, I have to change that time. I have to change this goal. I'm not going to. I know that I'm not going to be able to make it at this time. And when I look back, I know that in the end, when you prioritize your uh, priorities and the things that you have in your life, like my number one, it's God first, family second, then work. And while I wanted my work goal to happen, my family needed me. And if I had, of course, I could have made my goal, but at what expense? And so I made that choice to put my family and my children first. And so I know that even though I missed that goal and that's heartbreaking to me, um, in the end, my children and my husband and my family were number one, and that's what matters absolutely the most at this time. So
Well, I think that you said it perfectly when you said, and what would have, what would you have taken away from your family if you had kept on striving to reach those goals? Sounds like it wasn't really a failure, it was just a whisper of discontent.
whisper discontent, yes. Thank you.
Well, when we share those stories of sometimes what are hard, it helps us to realize that we have strived, you've set the goals, and even though you didn't achieve them in the way that you wanted to, I bet there were some other goals that you met along the way that you didn't even have prioritized. So thank you for sharing that. And it's good for us to go back and relive those times because it helps us to remember that we did learn lessons and they help us to move forward. Well, Jackie, I'd like to talk now about a time in your journey when you had an aha moment, when you became aware of the new path that you wanted to travel. So would you take us to that moment when you had that light bulb go off and take us through the steps that you took to turn that idea into success?
Absolutely. When I started my journey on searching out what I wanted to do for my life, which sounds like great, big, and huge, and I've always known that I wanted to be somehow in the fashion industry. And I took some chances by calling people in the industry and asking them questions,
Wow.
asking them, what did you do, what do you suggest that I do for the future, and how do I get there? And I had already was already in college and was making strides, and I learned something from those three phone calls. I learned that you can either be take it and help others and lift them up. You can either decide that you don't want to help others, or you can actually take action. And so I really learned from the woman who I got to speak to, specifically of those three people that I talked to, the woman who took action and said, I want to meet you and I want to learn
Oh, really?
about you. So I just loved um, just that taking action, and I learned that early. And so I try really hard that if there's something that I want to do is to take action on it.
Well, I think that what else you learned from that, Jackie, is you have a very open heart, a very giving heart. And when people ask you questions for how they can develop their business or their success, that you are willing to share your time and help them. So, very much learned an important lesson there, and you're following up on it too. I didn't give you yet a chance to talk about, and I don't know if it's something that you want to talk about, how you help your clients on wardrobing and personal shopping. Is that something that you'd like to delve into more?
Sure, sure. I That is like the fun part of my business. It's everyone says, "Oh, that's the dream job." And it is. And I have so much fun helping women really discover their personal style, helping them have confidence in how they're presenting themselves to the world. I do it a little differently. I really look at who my client is. I look at who they are from the inside and what their life is looking like from the outside, and I just have so much fun. So I do personal shopping, I do wardrobing, I do event styling, and I do what I call closet makeovers, which means we just go in and we find out what they have in their closet that they may not realize that they have and create new outfits for them from that.
Well, I've seen some of the new outfits that you've created for your clients, and they have been thrilled with the work that you do. And you said something about learning about your clients before you take them out shopping or go into their closet. And one time I was helping a cousin. She wanted me to go shopping with her, and I found this most beautiful belt that I knew she had to have. And I did not listen to her saying no, and she bought it and then ultimately ended up taking it back.
Oh,
So it is so important to listen and to know your client's personality and their style too. So I know that you do pay special attention to that. So thank you for sharing those lessons and the real life experiences. And so successful entrepreneurs, I believe, are the givers in our community. And what I want you to do now, Jackie, is to bring us to the present time and ask you to share your proudest entrepreneurial moment.
my proudest entrepreneurial moments are when I see my clients living out uh, their purpose and living out, um, feeling successful and looking successful, because they have now have the confidence, and that I've not that I've given them, because it's always there, but that I've allowed to open up because they now have that self confidence in themselves to move forward and wherever they're going. I have several clients that have just thanked me for giving them that extra boost, that extra kick, to make it to go forward. And that really in my business is my proudest moments, for me.
I can see how that would be. And Jackie, your expertise and creativity are gifts that people need. It helps people. And you help others by building their confidence and self esteem and help them to just shine. And people want to hear stories like yours and how you're growing and making your business a success. So thank you for sharing that. And would you tell us one thing that is really exciting in your business right now?
Oh, I am always up to something. I have a lot of fun making sure that my clients are on task. And so I love to do events called Switch and Ditch.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, they get things out of their closet and then they get to bring them to the event and they get to take new things. I'm there to help. And that's just a really fun opportunity for them to get some more time with me to make sure they're updated. So that's a lot of fun. And I love the other thing that's happening right now is I am loving just speaking to groups and sharing my expertise in a group setting, and just whether it's a corporate setting or a women's club or anything like that. I just have so much fun just speaking and getting in front and just inspiring the group. So those two things are some big things that are happening this year.
Well, they both sound exciting, and I know the Stitch and Ditch is a big success. And so, would you like to tell us, our audience now, how they can get a hold of you if they would like to have you come and speak? So, go ahead and mention that now, and then we'll also put it at the end so it can be in the show notes.
Sure, great. They can reach me at Jackie at thejackiestyle.com. That is the TheJackieStyle.com. Or they can give me a call at my cell number, cell/office 602 980 4545.
Great. All right, thanks. We'll put those in the show notes so that they will be recorded for people that are maybe not right by their desk to write them down. So
Sounds good.
Jackie, what's the best business advice you ever received?
It was from this amazing woman who has been in my life for a long time, and she helped me really see the path for my business and stay focused. And she said there are three things that you need for your life and for your business, and she's absolutely right. And one is enthusiasm. Be
Mm-hmm.
enthusiastic with your clients and with yourself, and keep your enthusiasm. Two is be persistent, and three is be consistent. And so, if you have those three things, then you will have a successful business. But not only that, you'll have a successful and productive life.
So, what were the three things again?
Enthusiasm,
Huh?
persistence,
Mm-hmm.
and consistency.
Ah, okay, those are very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just thought of this too. Would you tell us what your tagline is?
My tagline? Oh, my tagline is "You never have a second chance for a first impression," and that is an oldie but a goodie. I've heard that from Brian Tracy and Jim Rohn, and some pretty amazing men out there that can live by that.
That is a very good one, and it's definitely true. Well, Jackie, now I'm going to ask you to share some specific ways that show how you achieve becoming such a successful entrepreneur. Does that sound like a plan?
That sounds like a plan.
What is the vision of the future of your business?
Oh, there's so many fun things that I can do with my business. I There's two big places that I would love to go. One I would want to be on retainer with um, CEOs, people that don't have time to mess around with their closets, so that I can assist them monthly with looking at their calendar and creating outfits for them and making it simple and easy. And so that's one area. And the second area is I would really love to do a show, have create a show similar to What Not to Wear, but not What Not to Wear. Obviously, it would be more on with my personality in there. And I would love to have a show to be consistent and give people a visual of how I do things, because fashion and image is very visual.
Oh, both of those sound really fun. I like the idea of you being on a retainer. So I hope that some of our listeners say, "I've been needing that. I'm going to call this lady."
Great.
Well, Jackie, do you have an internet resource like Evernote or an app which helps your efficiency to share with our listeners?
Oh gosh, my biggest thing that helps me is my calendar, and we have Mac products in our home, and so I have the iPhone, and we have the calendar that I can't remember. I think it's iCalendar, and the reason why that's the best thing for us is that my husband's and my calendar link. And so
Oh,
I know exactly what he's doing. He knows what I'm doing. So while I'm making appointments, I very rarely will mistakenly make an appointment I can't keep. So that is the biggest resource in my house right now, is to make sure that our calendars are linked up and are the same.
that does sound like a very important thing when you've got your husband and two active children and your activities to be able to keep it all synchronized like that. And you said that that's iCalendar.
Yep, iCalendar from the iMac, both the Mac and the iPhone.
Good. All right. Thank you for that. And storytellers, you will find the links to these sites in the show notes at today's episode at bizstoriesshared.com. Jackie Wheeler. Well, Jackie, would you describe for us who is a perfect referral for your business?
Perfect referral. Those people that are in front, that that are very public, that need to make sure that they are always looking their best. So it's usually like outside sales, CEOs, lawyers, professionals, those that are in professionals. But not only that, it's those people who are in transition. They're transitioning from one position to another. They've received a promotion, or it's somebody that's transitioning from maybe like a stay-at-home mom that's transitioning from staying at home to the
Oh,
workforce.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that they definitely could use your help. Well, Jackie, would you recommend just one book to our listeners? What would that be?
One book. Oh, that's so hard. But right now, my favorite book is The Go Giver.
Oh, tell me a little about it.
It's doing business in a different way. It talks about how building relationship and focusing on others rather than focusing on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and how you build and how that builds your builds opportunities for you. So, anyway, I just love that book. It's short, it's easy to read. It's right now I need.
Right. And who's the author? Do you remember?
I don't
Okay,
remember, and I
that's
knew
okay.
you asked me, and I forgot.
All right. All right. Well, we'll put it all in the show notes. Well, Jackie, I have truly enjoyed listening to your journey and the stories that you shared. Would you please share one more time how we can get in touch with you and any other resources that you want us to have, and then we'll say goodbye.
All right, you got it. So you can reach me by email at Jackie, Jackie, at thejackiestyle.com, or by phone, which is 602-980-4545.
Great. Thank you. And thank you for being so generous with your time and expertise and experiences. Okay, listeners, you can find links to this resource and everything that we've been chatting about today in today's episode by going to bizstorieshared.com/Jackie Wheeler. It is a benefit to us if you go to itunes.com/podcast, bizstorieshared.com, and listen to Jackie Wheeler and give her a 5-star rating. Thank you, listeners, and thank you, Jackie. Bye.
Bye.
Give the storyteller some love. Go to bizstorieshared.com, click on the iTunes button, and give a 5-star review. Thanks.